Hey everybody, it's David Williamson from the ToyCarCollector.com, and I'm here today to show you another collection that I just picked up, and this time it was from a local person. It was a Redline collection plus some other models, other brands. May 28th, 2015. www.ToyCarCollector.com is where you can see all the fabulous toys that I have for sale. I specialize in Hot Wheels, Matchbox, and some other brands. Take a look. You can give me a call or text me at 503-956-3708. Today's collection, I went to a fellow's house locally. His father passed away, sadly, at 58 years old, and he had a small bedroom full of cars, probably about 3,000 cars. And I dug through about 60 large boxes to see what was in there, and it was mostly Dub City, Johnny Lightnings, Matchbox, Maisto, and Hot Wheels, and mostly from the period of 1993 to 2008. Now, after a couple of days of digging through there, I made an offer for the whole collection. I didn't really need this kind of stuff because I specialize in old Hot Wheels, so that's really what I'm looking for. But I thought it would be fun to get those because there were a lot of muscle cars in there, and I like muscle cars. For instance, take a look at this Chevelle. Now, this is a Hot Wheels, of course, but this is one of the prettiest 69 Chevelles I've ever seen. And I don't think I had this one already, but this car in particular came out in 2008. And I really didn't collect new Hot Wheels at the time. Look, here's another color, sort of an orange-yellow. And this one also is a 2007. I stopped collecting new cars in about 1995. And but then I was at the coast and found a collection for sale one time at a hardware store, surprisingly. And they had some of these 2007, 2008 muscle cars, and I thought, wow, those are nice. I've got to get me some of those. And so since then, I've been collecting muscle cars of all types, and I've got about 700 of them. And of course, I don't leave them in the package. I got to take them out of the package because they're just way cooler that way. And I'm never going to sell these things anyway. They're not really worth a whole lot. But see how pretty that is? That's a nice muscle car. Well, anyway, getting back to what I want to show you today, it's a collection of Redlines. Now remember, I buy Redline collections. Redlines are Hot Wheels made from 1968 to 1977. And this fellow had a little over 100, maybe 120 Redlines with his father's collection. And since we couldn't come to a price on the whole collection, I went ahead and made an offer on some Redlines, and so I was able to secure a couple batches of Redlines. The first night that I looked at the collection, I came home with this tray of Redlines. There's 12 in here, and then also the two muscle cars that you already saw. So I brought these home on the first day. Now let's take a look at these first, because I thought there was a couple of real nice ones in here. When I was going through the Redlines for them, I pointed out that this was probably one of the nicer ones right here. It's a red TNT bird from 1970, and it's real pretty. It's got the dark, or kind of the medium material. I wouldn't call it dark. Got a nice clean base. This is really, really a nice car. See how the numbers are right there, real nice and centered on that side. It's a little bit low on this side, but this really is a beautiful car. Shiny red, just about as nice as it comes. So I couldn't pass that one up, so I had to have that. Let's put that over here. All right, and then the second car, I told him, this is probably your second best car in the collection, and it's a pink Nomad. And it's, this car looks like brand spanking new. It could be confused. It really looks like a blister pack pull. However, it is lightly toned or mediumly. Is that a word? Mediumly. It's mediumly toned throughout. And there is no wear on this car at all. It is a brand new looking car, so that was a good one. Had to bring that home. Third best car in the lot was this one, Olive Woody. Now the Olive Woody is actually pretty hard to get, but there was a period of time that I recall when there were quite a few Olive Woodies around. This would be one of them. Am I getting that focus right? I'm looking at the camera and it doesn't seem to be focusing. Well, anyway, let's take a look at the Olive Woody here, and that's a nice car, so I had to bring that one home. Fourth best car I figured was this Vicky. Now I'm noticing that it has a lot of spotting on the side, but that's okay. But people like it when the grill is not damaged, and this one is not. So this is a very clean car. This could have easily come out of the blister pack like this. Easily. All right, there's that one. Okay, and then after that, I thought this car was kind of interesting. Here's a fleet side. There is no black on the roof, and it doesn't appear to have ever been black on the roof. So that's very cool. It's got the unpainted tops on the pipes, got the painted base on the rear. This is very cool. You know, if I was an eBay seller, I'd just call this a prototype. I hear that a lot. Don't always believe it, but there you go. Prototype. Right on, right on. All right, I also like this car. And it's a light olive Torero. Very clean, as you can see. Very pretty. The Torero is popular, not as popular as most cars, unless you see a really beautiful one and then you fall in love with it, because they are awfully nice. All right, and then I saw this one, and I picked it out, and I said, I gotta have it. It's a blue. Let's see, that number's a little high. I'd prefer it not to be like that. This one's a little crooked. You know, you get real picky after 25 years plus of collecting red lines, and you notice everything. But try not to get too carried away with your pickiness, because it will make the hobby a lot harder for you. Here's another nice car, missing the numbers on the side, a 1970 Light My Firebird. It's a beautiful shape, really beautiful shape. Doesn't have the numbers. Now, when I first started collecting red lines, I thought, hey, you know, most of the cars don't have numbers, so let's just strip all the numbers off the race cars so that they match. And I did that for a while. Numbers and stripes. Let's move this over a little. All right, here's a red heavy Chevy. This is a nice car. Stripes are a little yellowed. I don't know, there's a little goo on there, so they're a little yellowed, but the red overall is quite nice. A lot of times it's really difficult to say the condition on a car like this, because there's like a little white paint on the stripe. Might have been a little touch-up, but there's no touch-up on this particular body. Body is tone, but you'd really have to get under a microscope to see the, you know, light edge wear. So, you know, it's not mint, obviously. It's probably not mint minus. I'd like to call it near mint. Maybe if I just wash it off a little bit, and if that could just get that yellow off there, I think we might be able to call it near mint. Excellent would be a little too low for it. So I'll just probably go with near mint on that. All right, and here's a King Cuda. King Cuda at first look is like, oh, that's nice. And then you realize, oh, there's like 3 touch-up spots or 3 touch spots of something on the roof. That's not something you want to see, really. This one is, and that wheel's kind of messed up, so you need to really... it's got a little crack in the windshield too, so you know, every little thing takes the value down. They got a really dull base, but it is a nice car, so this will be a good value for somebody. A nice red with white interiors. Kind of hard to really say what condition that's in, but typically I look at the cars under magnification with my reading glasses on and bright lights. Then I take pictures of them and magnify those up on a 24-inch screen. And by the time I get done with that, I'm pretty comfortable stating a condition for the car. Here's a beautiful brown Volkswagen. This wheel's a little crooked. And in order to straighten that, I'll have to pop this wheel off and then take a wheel axle tool, straighten that out, and then it'll look just fine. This car is mint minus. It really doesn't have any flaws. It's a beautiful car. All right. And then this was kind of a gem in the collection. Look at this. There's deep dish wheels all around on this Cougar. And a painted tooth. Some of the Cougars have this part of the grille painted to match the, you know, so that comes over. That is hard to find, and this car is in pretty good shape. Hood pin, unfortunately, is broken on one side, but that will represent a good value for somebody who'd like to get one of these. I think this car in mint condition would be quite expensive, but this is far from mint condition. So that was day 1. Then I went back to look at the collection again. Like I said, the collection featured, let's see, it featured about 3,000 cars from 1993 to 2008. They're literally a bedroom with 60 boxes like the kind. This collection featured about 3,000 cars from 1993 to 2008. Mostly Dub City, Johnny Lightning, Matchbox, Maisto, and Hot Wheels. But I kind of was excited about it because there was a lot of cars I really liked, and I really have no use for the collection or no way to unload it and no time to do that. But, you know, I was kind of wanting to buy it anyway. So I went back for a second day, and while I was there, I picked up the rest of the Redline set I saw the day before and ended up with this case, a 48 car case. And I think it has 48 cars in it. Oh, look at that. Yes, it does. It does have 48 cars in it. So let's look at those 48 cars. Well, why don't we? I got another tray here. I'll just put them in here. All right. Let's see what we got. We got an antifreeze McLaren. Pretty nice shape. Got a gold Lola GT70, which has a beautiful front. Just gorgeous. But unfortunately, the window is hazed in for some reason, like glued or something. I'm not sure what's gotten into that. And the back is dark, but imagine if this thing was just like that all over. It would be beautiful. All right, and then there was a Ford GT. Yeah, Ford GT. Ford J car. There we go. Kind of missed that one. And then the ever unlovable and wheel donor, the Lola Green Enamel. This one's actually in beautiful condition, and it's got the stripes on it, so it may get to keep its tires on it, but usually I just take the tires off of these guys because the whole car is not worth a whole lot. A Firebird from 1968, pretty cool. It's got a couple of touch-up spots on it, and it's actually not that bad, really. It's not bad. Let's see. Here's a 57 Chevy. Kind of a weird green. It's kind of a cross between green and aqua. It's got some good tires on it. Here's another race car, green Brabham Repco, 69. Here's a purple Indy Eagle with some messed up windows. A lot of them have that. Overall, it's got nice pipes. Pretty good. And here is a blue Shelby turbine. Another potential wheel donor. Not sure. I think this is a wheel that hardly goes on anything, though, because it's Hong Kong. Mostly the coupe needs the big fat back wheel, and that's a US. Here's a really nice Rolls-Royce with white interior. That's way better than a dark interior Rolls-Royce. Here's a Ferrari 312 from 1970. That's actually in really good shape. Quite nice. He probably bought all these cars from a local Hot Wheels shop. We used to have a Hot Wheels shop here in Portland, Oregon. It was a woman who ran it who loved Hot Wheels, like we all do. And she eventually went out of business, but she was there for about 25 years. And that's where I got my start, really, in the Hot Wheels collecting and the buying and selling of Hot Wheels. Here's a 69 McLaren. It's really nice. Back in the day, I would just get a phone call and I would just run over to the store and there'd be a collection. She ran ads around town. That was back in the day when there was Hot Wheels pretty much everywhere. It really was. I mean, you could pretty much count on getting a collection every week. And that was back in the late 80s, started. And that lasted until at least 2005, that there was tons of collections. And then let's see, and then the store lasted until 2014. So there it is. There's a white enamel Chaparral. The white enamel Chaparral is very popular if it's in good shape, like this one. It's got a little dirt on it, but that should come right off. But if it's not in good shape, it is not popular at all. So let's put all the race cars in here. It appears that we got quite a batch. I usually like to work on certain types of cars at one time, so I'll take these 12 race cars and check them in at one time and add them to the race car bit. All right, let's just keep on the red lines. Here's a 70 whipped creamer. It's pretty nice. Magenta. Here's a paddy wagon. You know what that is. Everybody's got one. And here's a beautiful yellow mod quad. That actually is in really good shape. You know, a lot of times when I'm looking at a collection, I'll think, oh, that stuff is terrible. It's not in good shape. But then when it's in front of my camera, I think, wow, it's really nice. But then I go to try to figure out what condition the car's actually in, and then it's back to yucky again. I don't know. Trying to be real critical, provide an accurate description of what a car is. Don't want anybody to be unhappy. I want everyone to be happy with their red lines. They can be unhappy with me, but they have to be happy with their red lines, because the red lines are just that cool and important. Here's a pink AMX2. Pretty good shape, really. Could stand to have new wheels on the front, but it's really not bad. It's not great, but it's only got in the, if you don't, in the light, you don't really see toning, but in the, without light, there's a big spot right there. Take my word for it. Oh, this one's terrible. Look at that. Oh, there's a bummer one there. There's a peeping bomb. It's in really bad shape. It's all dull. Probably looks good on the camera, though, because everything looks good on film. Look at that. That's a sand crab. Some of these need a good washing. Don't be afraid to wash your Hot Wheels. Most of them, not the ones with the stripes on them, though. You gotta be careful with those. But like this demon right here. Oh, hey, check it out. It has a white interior. It's blue with a white interior. I am trying to get all the white interior models. They're a little harder to get than the dark interior models. This one's got a motor chrome is all gone, but it does look neat. I don't know if I have blue with a white interior. You can swap out that motor, but unfortunately they usually break when you try to do that. Well, let's see what else we got in here. All right, we got a Jackrabbit. That one's dirty. And I got a green sand crab. Okay, second one of those. A nice twin mill in blue. Nice twin mill in blue. And here's a 1968 custom T-Bird in Kappa, Hong Kong version. So we got one of those. And let's see. What's over here? We got another tray. Got another tray. I don't know if we might have a couple in the loose box too. So we got a Beanik Bandit in Aqua. I'm noticing now that there's a lot of good wheels on these. Really good. Here's a Salmon Porsche. It's got some dings on it, but it really does not have toning. Well, okay, I take that back. The back is, you might not be able to see it in the film, but in the video. Should I say film or video? I think the video. So, don't look at the wheels. The back is slightly darker than the front, but there's no annoying spots. Just chips. I can't even imagine finding one of these in perfect shape, but that would be nice. There's a couple of pythons. You got your not antifreeze. This is more of a lime bright. This one's in toast shape. Really awful. And here's a blue 36. Good shape. It's got the chrome front end. A lot of these are dull. Pretty much you can find these both with chrome front ends, chrome bottoms, or dull. This one I would consider in between the two. It's kind of bluish, a little bluish. It's not shiny, it's not dull, it's not touched. You know, if you put a lot of finger oil on that, that'll get all nasty looking like this. I don't, you know, this one had obviously some outdoor activity or something. That's pretty nasty. So we got a 71 hood in there. Nothing crazy there. Got a hot heap there. Here's a heavy, or a Bosshoss Mustang, no stripes. The chrome is in good shape. This is the, what I used to think of as, this is distributed by Wisconsin Toys. Now, I thought it was a reproduction that Wisconsin Toys had made, but recently I read that actually Mattel had made these in this, between the 74 and 77 period for a promotion. And that promotion fell through, so they had cases and cases of these, and they just distributed them through Wisconsin Toys for some reason. All right, and here's a Dora. It's not that great a shape. And here's a ambulance. Too bad. It's so sad. Orange would be a beauty, but this one is not a beauty. All right, so we got some other things with this collection. I've picked up a few black walls. Those are anything that's not a red line that we call a black wall, or I call it a black wall, or what everyone used to. This one's popular. The truck is very popular, and I got 3 of them in here. I got the light blue, I got the blue metal flake, and unfortunately I always end up selling that guy, and then I wish I did it. Maybe this time I won't. And look at that. This one's nice. This is the Real Rider version, and it's super popular. Good old pick 'em up. There was at one time this thing was worth like $100. I don't think it's worth that anymore, but here's the Neat Streeter. Excuse that. Apparently my cell phone has decided it can only record video for 10 minutes at a shot. All right. Here is the silver 63 split window Corvette. This is one of my favorites. I think they made this in about 79. It's real nice. Got one of these. Very nice. GT350. That's a good one. Here's the Cobra in black. Got a few Cobras in here, I think. Yeah. We got the red Cobra with the real riders in there. And we got the blue Cobra with the white and the real riders. That used to be a real expensive car, but now it's not. Here's the white. This is from the California Custom Series. That one's nice. Here's the Ruby Red Passion. This was a limited edition back in, I don't know, early 90s, late 80s. But it's one of the better Passions. Ruby Red. Always did like the Passions. Kind of neat. Purple, funny thing though, purple Passions I don't really like, but I like all the rest of them. Let's see, now there's still more. Here's a red Eldorado. It's like super toned out, but decent shape, but super toned out. All right, and here's another real rider, the 40s Ford two-door, sometimes also called the Fat Fendered 40. So that goes in like two places. Here's a splitting image in gold, no big deal there. Ah, look at this. This is a real popular model. Early times, it says on the side. This is called the Teetotaler. No, is this Teetotaler? No, this is not Teetotaler. This is 32 Ford Delivery. Yeah, 32 Ford Delivery. And this is a good one. The green one's cool too. Green one's very cool. Now there was also, oh, look at that. There's another tray of Redlines. You know, I think I was so busy wheeling and dealing, I forgot all what I was getting into there. So here's a yellow Continental. It's like mint shape, just has a dark hood, but the wheels are like mint. See this, let's see, that side and this side. Yeah, it's like a brand new car, really. It's got the blue base. I like to call it a blue base. And I got a Mighty Maverick. Real nice. Hey, this is actually a lot better. It's getting better as I go. Got one of these police cars, but it has, I like yellow paint touch-up. And then Maxi Taxi, that's a super popular car. I love it. Everyone loves it because it's a 442. And here's a, oh, this was a nice, I didn't even see this one, I think. Here's a purple Silhouette Hong Kong version. That's this tiny pipe, blue window, separate steering wheel, all hallmarks of the Hong Kong version. Although this one appears to have US wheels on the back of it. For some reason, might have gotten switched at some point. Usually you can tell if they got switched because the little white will be showing because they didn't put the wheel back on far enough. Always have to be careful pulling the wheels off a Hong Kong one because the axles are more likely to pull out. And that's a very sad situation. So be careful with that. All right, another Fat Fender 40, this time with black basic wheels. Instead of real riders. This one's kind of unique. Here's a Magenta Porsche. But they just didn't put enough paint on it, so it's like orange peely and speckly looking. So it's got the original stripes on it. Put on okay. But it's kind of neat looking. And here's a crusty, rusty... Excuse me. That's great. Okay. It's a nitty-gritty kitty. Not just average shape. Not very good, but that's okay. And the last red line in the bunch is a Mantis. Ta-da! Okay, now we got some other black walls. The red Camaro, that's a good one. Everybody loves this red Camaro. And then there was a Tomica in there. Look at that, Tomica Volkswagen. Everybody loves this one. This one's cool. Tomicas are quite popular. They're made in Japan, and for a while there they sold them in the US, and then for a long time they didn't. Now there was some Matchbox, so I picked up a couple of those, my favorites. This one is the Lotus Europa and the Volkswagen 1500. This one has the doors that open. Pretty cool. And we'll put those over there. And there were two more, no, one more. And it was this one, which is the Lamborghini Mars. All right, put that over there. Here's a couple of unusual cars. This one is a Husky model made in Britain, a Jaguar, in gold plate. Not real gold, but pretty shiny gold. And here, this one I really like. I had to have this. This is also a Corgi Jr. So it was a Husky, and then they switched over to Corgi Jr. nameplate, but it still looks like a Husky. And it's a Aston Martin DB6, like the James Bond, in a pretty green. I've never seen this before. I have it in like a red, sort of like this color. Over here, I have it in this color, sort of, a little darker. And then in silver with the lid that pops open for the man ejection seat. But this is green. I really like this one. I haven't seen that one before, I don't think. And then I picked up a couple of more cars in blister pack. As you can see, I like the Chevelle. I got 4 Chevelles. Yeah, got the yellow, the silver, the black. I have some of them already, but there's a couple more. Let's see, 1, 2, 3 Chevelles. Okay, and then I really like the SoFine. That's pretty neat. I like these fat old 1940s cars. Pretty cool. And then I got the, what's this? The Torino Talladega. Again, this is a 2008 model. The 2008, they had some, and this one too. When I bought this one, I can't remember when it was, maybe 2010 or 11, 12. When I found this car in the package, there was this red, there was a white, there was a yellow, some other colors. And I just was like, man, that car is so nice, and this car is so nice. So that's why I have about 600 muscle cars. Now, I don't particularly like, I like that 5-spoke wheel that they have. A lot of them don't come with that, and I'd like to be able to switch them to that. Okay, here's something else that was in the package you don't see every day. This is a Leo Mattel, so this one came from India, and it's the Odd Rod. So I picked that up. That's a neat piece. That is neat. Look at that. Looks like they paid $10 for that originally. It's probably worth more than that now. But Leo Mattel, and this was manufactured, let's see if it says, Fun City. How come it's not written in Indian? It was made in Nagpur, India, Arihinga. Maximum retail price. Price. Okay. It doesn't say when it was made. I'll have to look that up, but it was probably sometime around 1980. 80 to 85, I think. Oh, and the last 3 things that were in there were a couple of limited editions. This is back from the days when Mattel used to make limited editions for people, 1994, so that's 21 years ago. Back then, you could have a limited edition made, and this one was made by Todd Aker at the Seattle Toy Show. And I think they made like 5,000 of them or something, and they sold them back then for $20 a piece. They're pretty cool. Seattle Toy Show. And this one's also Seattle Toy Show. It's the Camaro 1995. It's a real beauty. It really stands the test of time. This is still a beautiful car. 8,000 made worldwide. 8,000 made worldwide. That doesn't even sound right. 8,000 were made in one place, not worldwide, and then they were distributed in the U.S. Ha ha ha. And this one, early times, this is one of the first limited editions ever made. It might even be the first. It was made by a fellow in California, and I don't know if he made any other ones, but it's the Early Times Car Club, based on the 32 Ford delivery, like that one. And there it is. So let's just review. I guess I got a lot more cars than I thought. This collection came from a fellow who had 3,000 cars. They were his dad's collection he put together over many years. And unfortunately, he had passed away. And now it was just boxes and boxes and boxes of cars. Remember, I buy Redline collections, so if you have a Redline collection, please let me know. Be happy to look at it and see if I'm interested. You can email me, ToyCarCollector@gmail.com. Please email me, ToyCarCollector@gmail.com. What you see here today may or may not be for sale on my website. Everything added does start out on the What's New page. You can click on What's New page from the main menu of my website, which is ToyCarCollector.com, or you can type in your web browser ToyCarCollector.com/new_cars.htm. And that you can call or text me at 503-956-3708. And this has been Redline Collection plus others. May 28th, 2015. I appreciate you stopping by to take a look. Please subscribe if you want to be updated as to when my new videos come. I will be doing a Redline opening in just a few days. Thank you so much and have a great day.